What is sin, Bill? I'm finna make it plain to you, because this stuff that our people have not been taught and hadn't been made plain to them. And that's the elementary building blocks of understanding God, Christ, and who we are. What is sin then? Because Christ's example is to do no sin. What is sin? All praises. You are absolutely right. We're gonna read it out the Bible just in case somebody else is listening in the earshot of this microphone can hear. Read.
The book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law.
Sin is breaking God's laws, transgressing his laws. What do you gather since once the brothers was teaching? What do you gather so far? Tell me what you picked up so far. Yeah. That's one of the tribes of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel, right? So the thing is, if the children of Israel, we have to abide by God's commandments, because not doing so is what got the children of Israel in the conditions that you see today, like some of the stuff that you see on this sign right now. Okay. So, like when you see the Native American Indians, right, which is many Negroes today really descend from what they would call Native Americans too, but you know, 1700s, they categorized us all as Negro if we didn't want to go on the Trail of Tears and go to those reservations. So we understand that history, and I'm glad that you still have a bit of that understanding of yourself, right, for you to be able to stand up here and profess that you were a so-called Native American. But thing I want to ask you though, like, why is there so much confusion about this Bible and who we really are today then? As a people, because like, okay, like so-called Negro African Americans been here for 400 plus years. Right. Your people been here for even longer than that. That's and right. We're still not sure of who we really are based off of what? The education we've been fed over here, right, Melvin? Right, because like myself, I'm finna be 40 years old here. How old are you, sir? 44. So all these years we've been here in this land, we still have not been taught the truth about us. Which, to tell you the truth, that's not really an amazing thing that we haven't been taught the truth, because our slave master is the one teaching us. Think about it. They established all the education systems. Right. They established the things that's supposed to teach us. Now, if they made us slaves and won't treat us right, why would they teach us right? So we got to be able to come up out of the witchcraft that's been put over our minds and start to wake up. Give me Romans 13, 13:11. Listen to this. Listen to this, Melvin, okay? So this is a message from the Most High God through his Bible, right? He put this on the hearts of the prophets to write, to tell his people. Read it. 13:11, you know the one, 13:11.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
So Melvin, you believe that it's time for our people to wake up out of sleep? Look at our conditions in our neighborhood. You got grown 40, 50, 30-year-old men that hang out on the corners all day long. It's early on a Saturday morning. And what we doing with ourselves? This is a sleep state of mind. We zombies walking around here sleepwalking, but we gotta wake up. That's the only way we're gonna be able to change our communities. You see what I'm saying? It said it's high time for we awake out of sleep. Read on.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Now, if you know anything about this Bible, like we know, we've studied this thing, we live these scriptures because we know that our salvation is near. The Messiah, the King of Israel, is coming to save his people. Do you believe it? Like everybody been talking about this. I know Grandmama, Big Mama, they've been talking about this for years. Jesus Christ coming back, the second coming, right? But who are our people waiting on? Check this out, Melvin. I want to show you something. Look at these two pictures right here, Melvin. Talk to me. Who are our people waiting on? We waiting on Jesus Christ's second coming, but the majority of our people, with the education that they've been given here, who are they waiting on out of these two pictures? This guy or that guy over there? They waiting on this right here to come save them. Now, don't he look similar to the same people that put our people in slavery, that put our people through all their colonization, they destroyed the Native American Indians? Don't he look very similar to them that destroyed the Negroes over here? But we waiting on that to come back and save us. That is a destroyed state of mind. That's asleep. That's what the Bible says. Now, what the Bible say about Jesus Christ? What does it really say about his image? Señor, ¿qué color es Cristo? ¿Qué color es Cristo en la Biblia? What color is Christ in the Bible is what I'm asking. He probably a Catholic. A lot of our Native American and Hispanic brothers and sisters are Catholic. They've been taught the white Christ as well. But white Christ ain't coming back to save no black and brown people. The Christ of the Bible is. Let's read and see his description though. Let's go to Revelation. Let's see that description. And I'm going to show you that we've been destroyed mentally here, and we got to wake up out of this sleep, Bill. That's what we're trying to get you to do. That's why we don't want you to run off too fast. So I want to show you some of the things and then have you start to question. Right? Read it.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
This is the revealing of Jesus Christ, Melvin. We're going to read it out of the Bible, right? God's word, read.
Which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John.
Verse 3.
Verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy.
So blessed is going to be the person that read this and hear the words of this prophecy. So we're going to put a blessing on you right now. Look at these signs. Just pay attention to the color of the Native Americans, of the Negroes here. Okay, now what we finna read? Verse 14. Read.
His head and his hair were white like wool.
Remember, we reading the revealing of Christ. Christ's head and hair. Hair on his head and the hairs on his face. His hairs were white like what?
Wool.
White and woolly hair. Look at this texture. Is that woolly hair? If you look at a goat has a stringy textured hair like that. Not a sheep. A sheep has wool. You shear wool and make woolen coats, linen, all this other stuff with it, right? White and woolly. So that's a texture and a color of Jesus Christ. Sisters, y'all pull over. We showing you the truth out of the Bible. Pull around here, come on.
What club was that at?
That was admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just didn't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
Man, Melvin, listen. Now that's Revelation 1. It said white and woolly. Read on.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Jesus Christ's eyes were as or like a flame of fire. That means reddish eyes. Because fire is what? Red. Look at your eyes. You see what I'm saying? The lights in your eyes right now kind of reddish. You probably been through a lot of oppression, just like us. Been through a lot of heartache and pain. And when you walk away up in the morning, you like that. You see what I'm saying? Eyes is a flame of fire. Now, when you go into the prophecy in Genesis, it tells you that Christ's eyes will be red with wine. We'll read that for you real quick, coming right back, all right? Genesis 49. But check this out. And now, when I get done with this description, I got to ask you this question. Read.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49, and verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine.
Talking about the coming Messiah. His eyes will be red with wine. Jesus Christ's first miracle was turning water into wine at a wedding. So he drank wine. They called him a wine bibber when he was sitting amongst the people and teaching them, and he was drinking wine. He wasn't a drunk, but he drank wine. But not only that, you're going to be mad because what? The oppression that your people going through.
That's right.
Go back.
And the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 15. And his feet.
Now it's going into the description of his feet. You know, they wore sandals back in the day, right? So if John the Revelator looks to see Jesus Christ, because he recognized him, he said he goes to worship him. He looks at his feet. Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
So now, Melvin, fine brass. What color is fine brass? Brass. Brown. This, what I got on my wrist right now is a brass or bronze bracelet. Right? Brown, just like us. Read.
As if they burn in a furnace.
Burnt brass, it's like a Hall of Fame bust, the statue. No matter if it's a white man they put up there in the Hall of Fame or what, that brass that is made out of is dark as hell, right? Right. So now he's giving you plainly the description of Jesus Christ. Now if he is a Jew from the tribe of Judah, what the rest of his people look like? Like him.
That's right.
That means his mama and his daddy look like him. He looked like them. That means his kinfolks, his cousins, that means the rest of the tribes look like him as well. Look at these people, these Native Americans. They're not the same $5 Indians that you see today. This is the historical representation of them. They look like this, that I got on my wrist, that brass, that bronze. See what I'm saying? So, one thing about our people is we don't really know Christ then. That's part of the deception and the miseducation of the Negro and the Native American and the so-called Hispanic here that's happened in Babylon the Great. Because we have been disconnected from our God, from our Messiah by being taught lies. So we don't even know anything about what we really supposed to do. Give me 1 Peter. Mr. Neese. How you doing, Mr. Neese? Give me 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 21. 1 Peter 2 and 21. Listen to this, Melvin. So like I said, do we really know Christ? If the majority of our people think that's Jesus Christ, so we can't know really nothing about him. We don't know how he looked. We don't know what he really stood for then. You think the white man lied about how he looked and he ain't gonna teach you the truth about what he stood for? Could not be. Read this.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 1 and chapter 2 and verse 21. For even hereunto were ye called, because Christ also suffered for us.
So the man that we didn't know, that not this man, but Jesus Christ, the one that got skin like bronze, white woolly hair, he suffered for us. Read.
Leaving us an example.
And left us an example
that ye should follow his steps.
That we supposed to be following Jesus Christ's steps. Now, the so-called church today that's been set up by so-called white men, Caucasians, Baptists, Pentecostal, Episcopalian, all this stuff was set up by our slave masters. I'm saying slave masters actually, because, Sister Denise, don't go nowhere, because, guess what? When they established the Baptist religion, that was in the year like 1608. Black people were in slavery. Native Americans were in slavery.
That's right.
So that was a slave master that set up that religion. When they established Pentecostal, that was like 1800s.
Right.
Baptist, Pentecostal, Episcopalian, Methodist, all this stuff was set up while we were still in slavery. So they were slave masters that started a religion based off of the lies they want to teach you.
Right.
So they can't be teaching you the truth about God. Right. So if Christ left us an example, what do we got to find his example in? We can't listen to the slave master. We got to actually go to the text.
That's right.
Right? Right. So let me show you one thing about Jesus Christ. Give me Matthew 15 and 24. Because this is the diabolical plot to disconnect you from Christ. For you to not be able to get the kingdom of God that's established for you, that's meant only for you. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and the people of the diaspora, the Israelites. Because the kingdom is for them. Watch what Jesus Christ said. Because I ain't going to say it. I'm going to let Jesus Christ say it. The real Christ. Listen to this, Mr. Denise. Melvin, listen.
The book of Matthew, chapter 15, and verse 24. But he answered and said.
It's Jesus Christ talking. He answered it to the disciples and to the woman that was asking him for this favor. Read. What do you say?
I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So what does that mean, Mr. Denise? What's that mean? Jesus Christ come and ask you, said, I'm not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So what does that mean? If somebody let's say somebody asked Jesus Christ, he said, hey, say you in a crowd full of white people, black people, or so-called Israelites, blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics, and you got white people, Chinese people, Arabs, East Indians, and all that stuff in the same crowd. And he come to you, and somebody come to Christ and say, hey, are you coming to save everybody? And he say this right here, read it again.
Verse 24, but he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
What that mean? What? His people, right? That don't mean everybody. That's plain text. That means it's not all about everybody else. It's about the Israelites. So we got to know who we are then. You see what I'm saying? How important that is? But they're going to teach you a lie about Christ. Teach you that he came to save everybody, but out of his own mouth he said, I ain't come but for the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
To save his people.
To save
which is the lost people, which is us.
Which is us, sister. But if us don't know that, then we in big trouble.
That's right.
We in big trouble. Now let me show you this right here. Give me Psalm 83. Psalm 83, start at verse 3. So the plot against us has been to disconnect us from Christ and who we are. That way we never know how to get back home. Watch this. The Bible gonna tell you, read.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
The enemies of God have taken crafty counsel against who?
Thy people.
Against God and Christ's people. Read. Crafty counsel. That means plots against you. Read.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against who?
Thy hidden ones.
Who are we really? It's been hidden in the earth. We really the Israelites, but that's been hidden. The truth has been hidden. We the hidden ones. Read.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Read that part again. Read it slow. Come and what?
Come and let us.
Let us, them, the other people, let them
cut them off
Cut us off
from being a nation,
Read.
that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And did they succeed or not? Look at this. Our people don't know that we Israel. They don't know the real Jesus Christ is a black man. They don't know that we the people. The name of Israel been cut off from our remembrance, Mel.
Right.
You see that? We trying to restore this thing back to our people. That's what we got to do. Give me Romans 10. Romans 10.
What do you want to do with it?
Romans 10 and 1. Check this out, man, because look, this is what we got to do. And that's why we come out here and we're so passionate about this. We got to restore our people back to who they really are so we know how to get back to the kingdom. Because we had a kingdom established. But it's a kingdom that when the Christ come back, he's going to establish us forever. Everlasting, eternal. And that's what we want. But if we stay cut off from who we are and from who he is, we'll never get back there.
Good.
Watch this, read.
Romans chapter 10 and verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is.
For who?
For Israel.
This Paul saying my prayer is for Israel to do what?
For Israel is that they might be saved.
Read.
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God.
Of our people, many, that woman over there, the woman that was just out here standing next to you earlier, they had a zeal. Our people have a zeal for God. That means we have a desire to want to serve God. We do. We the most religious people on the planet.
Teach.
Look at Memphis, Tennessee. There's more churches per capita than any state, any city in the United States right now. Church on every corner. So our people want to serve God. They feel it. They're going to fill them up tomorrow. But watch what God says. They had a zeal for God, but what?
But not according to knowledge.
I said they're going to fill the churches up tomorrow, right or wrong. Are they not? What's tomorrow? What's the Sabbath day though?
That's right.
They say they got a zeal of God, but it's not according to knowledge. The knowledge of God is that. Is the Sabbath day. You see what I'm saying? So what's been confused with us? Who Christ is, and then what the example was. Because Christ did what? Go back to 1 Peter. He said he left us an example that he did what? 1 Peter 2 and 21.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 1. For even hereunto were ye called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps, who did no sin.
Christ didn't do no sin. That's the example we're supposed to follow.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is